how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, and in this corner of the internet, I make design and lifestyle related videos. I've got another fall baking video this year. So in my last video, I went ahead and I made these sugar apple muffins. They turned out pretty great and taste-wise, very good, very moist. You can really taste the apples and everything as well as the cinnamon coming through. If you're interested in trying out that recipe yourself, I'm going to leave a card up above that you can click on. I mean, it's kind of a given at this point that it is fall, so pumpkin has to be in our general vicinity. So last year I did a 1950s pumpkin pie recipe. That was quite something. If you want to check that out, I'll also leave a card for that video. And the year before that, I ended up doing a pumpkin bowl. So yeah, of course, trying to make it consistent with that seems to be a trend. So in this video, I'm going to be making pumpkin chocolate muffins. So I've got my apron on. Yep, so this is reversible. If you didn't see my last video, this is actually an authentic 1950s apron that I found at an antique mall, so kind of excited about that. But yeah, so I'm about to put on the apron fully. So once I have this all on, we are going to be baking the pumpkin fall treat. Okay, so first order of business, we are going to preheat the oven to, I believe, 350. It's handy that the first setting is 350 right in the oven, so I don't have to like move the dial or anything.
Okay, so first we are going to start with the dry ingredients. So that will consist of 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And you're also going to want to have a 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar. Then we'll move on to the brown sugar. It'll also have to be 1/2 cup. Then we're actually going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, as well as 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then onto the spices, we've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. And we can't forget the 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then we just mix that all in together. Once that's finished, we'll get a second bowl and move on to the wet ingredients. So the recipe said to have 1/2 cup of oil, but instead I'm replacing that with butter. And then we're gonna go with some canned pumpkin, but you could use fresh pumpkin if you want. I'm going with 1 cup of canned pumpkin puree. Make sure to have your butter a little bit melted or softened before you start putting in the extra ingredients. Then afterwards, we're going to go with 2 eggs. I break the yolks before mixing in everything. Kind of makes everything a little easier to mix in together when doing that. And then onto the best part, chocolate. If you want, you could do a cup of chocolate chips. However, what I did was actually use a whole bar of dark chocolate. Now, having that whole bar of chocolate and cutting it down into little bite-sized pieces that kind of replicate a chocolate chip, that took a lot of extra time. However, I just decided to use a full bar of dark chocolate just because it was kind of laying around the house and we needed it to get rid of it quickly before it ended up expiring, surprisingly enough. Now for the type of chocolate that you want, it really doesn't matter. It's pretty much your preference. You could go with milk chocolate, semi-sweet. I just like dark chocolate the most, so that is what I went for. Now these pumpkin muffins are going to be great for this Thanksgiving season that's coming up. Also in the holidays, totally fine to also have. Okay, so I'm actually going to gradually pour in the wet ingredients, and yeah, I'm using the hand mixer. When using it though, it was really messy and it was kind of, it's not working out, so I just decided to put the rest of the wets in there and then just, just get rid of the hand mixer. Like, it's fine. I don't need to use it as much as I need to. Manual by my hand is just good enough. I did. And then once I thought it was manageable to actually mix everything in together that I had with the wet and dries, I just plopped in the chocolate chips and just extensively stirred. Once that's finished, I just use a spoonful, well, I guess like 2 spoonfuls into the pan of a non-stick pan. You want to put some non-stick spray if you don't have any of that, like non-stick pan situation. Yeah, and then I kind of try to evenly distribute all of the muffins around in the tin. This ended up being 6 muffins overall. But they're like the jumbo muffins, not the mini kind. Okay, so now they are ready to go in the oven. Since we preheated, we don't have to put in how much it is. Just gonna stick it right in. Now the ovens kind of vary, so the recipe called for 16 to 20 minutes being in the oven. If you have the jumbo muffins, you'll want to aim for 22 to 24 minutes. So I went for 23. However, when I went back to check my muffins and I put in my little chopstick to check, it did not come out clean, so I added an extra 10 minutes. So I baked these for 33 minutes overall. Okay, let's hope that this one is ready now. Oh yeah, this looks so much better than before. I'm pretty sure I may have overbaked this time. Let's just pull this out and look. I'm pretty sure when I put it through, it's not gonna. Yep, looks like it's clean on my chopstick. So let's take it out. That's pretty good if I say so myself. Okay, so now I'm going to place this into the cooling rack. That way it actually cools a lot faster. Just like before. This way this time. And hopefully I don't burn my fingers or anything while doing this. If you want to elevate this, I would recommend using a cream cheese frosting. Now I did that when I did the pumpkin roll. I just put it on the inside, but for this you can actually top it off if you want to turn these into your cupcakes. Alright, awesome! I did it, did not hurt myself either, so that is always a bonus. Okay, now we just need to let this cool.
muffins. They turned out actually really good, and they are fluffy. I do see some heightage going on. These are pretty big ones. So the recipe only ended up making 6 muffins. I was kind of hoping for like more than 6, but for the size that they are, that kind of makes sense to me. Actually, that I would only end up with 6. But now, for the best part, we are going to have to taste test this. Now, I also want to say that the cooling time for these muffins actually doesn't take that long at all. I want to say probably 5 minutes tops, and then you can finally eat those. So, I mean, I've long waited for them. So, I did get myself the muffin that I'm going to taste. I hope that the chocolate does come through. It is still just a smidge warm, so I don't know if that's going to like mess up with the inside of the muffin at all, or if it's going to be ideal because I did that. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut right into it. Ooh, there's a bit of a crunch sound when I first went in, and then it's completely soft on the inside. Ooh, oh my gosh. I don't know if you're seeing this right now. I'm gonna bring this closer, but you can see the chocolate chips are nicely melted. Steam is still coming out through. It's super moist looking on the inside. Definitely moist, and it has some tact to it on the outside, so it holds all together. Oh, I can already tell this is gonna be really good. Okay, so let me make a smaller one, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to fit that whole section in my mouth. So smaller bite it is. Put everything in. It has a chocolate chip in here, or a chocolate chunk, I guess. I've got to say, it's actually pillowy on the inside. Oh, and it's so soft. It's like a pillowy, almost melt in your mouth situation. But you still get part of the toasty crunch to it for the outside. I think, yeah, this is a win. Now, you can taste the chocolate in here, for sure. I will say though that this muffin is only kind of sweet. It's like more like eating a sweet Hawaiian roll on a level of sweetness. I'm gonna guess it's probably because of the pumpkin. Pumpkin, ideally in my head, is more of a savory thing for some reason. You know, pumpkin pie, mostly baked goods have pumpkin in them. Sometimes they're in soup, I believe. But yeah, if I would do it again, I might add a little bit more sugar. I just don't know if that would be a good idea. But overall, this is really good. Like, this is incredibly tasty. And I just love the way that it turned out, especially since I ended up using butter instead of oil. I think that was the right move. Because, yeah, the texture, the flavor, it's all good. Just wish it was a little bit sweeter, but I can still continue eating this. And it's also great to have for breakfast in the morning before you have to go to work. So, yeah. I think I'm going to continue this recipe. So if you like this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also comment down below if you tried this out, or if there's some other type of baked good or savory dish you'd like me to cook or bake. So until next time, I shall see you in the next video. Bye!